The door calmly clicked behind you with a finality that echoed louder than any shout ever could. By the time Alistair had returned to your room an hour later, you were already packing what little you already owned into a bag. Silent tears streaked down your face, but your hands were steady. "Darling?" His voice was puzzled, smile faltering for the first time in what seems like decades as he took in the scene. "What on earth are you doing?" You didn't look at him. "I saw you with Mimsy in the tower." A beat of silence, then a low, confused laugh. "Ah, that," he said as though it was nothing. "Don't," your voice cracked. "Don't laugh, then act like it's nothing. I've given you everything, my everything, my trust, my soul, my stupid, pathetic heart, and you just threw it away for her?" The static in the air surged, sharp and painful. Alistair's form flickered, shadows stretching unnaturally across the walls. "You think He stopped, grin gone entirely now, replaced by something raw and almost wounded. "Oh, darling, look at me." You shook your head, sipping the bag with trembling fingers. "I can't. Not right now. I need to leave before I fall apart completely." He was across the room in an instant, shadow tendrils gently but firmly grabbing your wrist to stop you. Not trapping, just holding, pleading in his own twisted way. "Then allow me 5 seconds to explain before you walk out of my afterlife forever." You finally meet his eyes. They were wide and dilated, the ever-present smile nowhere to be found right now. "Mimsy," he began carefully, "was helping me with a gift for you." You blinked. "What?" He released your wrist and reached into his coat, pulling out a small, antique velvet box. Inside was a vintage ruby ring, 1920s style. The exact era he adored, set in gold fillage. It matched the old pocket watch you'd once admired in a shop window months ago. The one he'd casually mentioned it was impossible to find. She was the only jeweler in Pentagram City who could resize and reset the stone properly without melting it to slag. He continued, voice quieter than you'd actually ever heard it. "I needed her expertise. The proximity was necessary for measurements. Nothing more, nothing less." You stared at the ring, then at him. You had your hands all over her. She was practically in your lap. You asked, confused. Alistair grimaced. "She's tactile. Always has been. I was impatient and I wanted it by tonight so I could give it to you properly tomorrow. Our anniversary in Hell's twisted calendar. I should have been a bit more mindful of how it appeared." The fight drained out all of you at once. You sank into the bag forgotten. "You could have just told me." He knelt in front of you, actually knelt. "I wanted it to be a surprise." The radio demon on his knees like some penitent sinner. He spoke again. "I am many things, darling. Cruel, selfish, a monster in a tailored suit. But I have never and will never betray you, not with Mimsy, not with anyone." Tears welled up in your eyes again, but this time they weren't from pain. I thought you kept your own face, nervous, but you tore your hands away and cupped your face gently, thumbs brushing your tears away. I know, and I hate that I made you doubt that, even for a moment. You leaned into his touch. I'm sorry I jumped into conclusions. His grin returned, softer this time, and I'm sorry I ever gave you a reason to. May I? You nodded, and he slipped the ring onto your finger, and it fit perfectly. Then he pulled you into his arms, chin resting atop your head, as the radio in the corner softly played one of his old-timey songs. Stay, he murmured against your hair. Please. You wrapped your arms around his waist, breathing in his old scent of records and moss. Always. He pressed a kiss to your forehead, static humming contently around you both like a warm blanket. And for once the radio demon's broadcast went silent for the rest of the night, because some things were far too precious to share with other airwaves.